Good morning, students. Sai Ram. Welcome back once again. How are you all? I hope you all are well and safe at your places. Children, in the last video, we have started a new chapter, that is chapter number 12, the Earth and the Solar System. Children, in that video, we have learned about the star. So, what is star? So star is a huge ball of heat and glowing gases. So in that we have learned that our sun is also a star which have its own heat and light. So it gives us heat and light. So children, so this is the nearest star to us. So sun is the nearest star to us. Children, the other star cannot be seen during the days because because of the light from the sun, because we are not able to see other star in the daytime because due to the sun light. Children, then we have learned about the 8 different types of planets. So can you name them? Very good. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these are the 8 planets. So children, can you tell me which planet is the closest planet to the sun? Very good. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. And which is furthest planet from the sun? Very good. Neptune is the furthest planet from the sun. Then we have learned about some fact about the 8 different planets. So in that we have learned that Mercury is the nearest planet. So children, can you tell me how many sun do Mercury have? Very good. Mercury do not have any moon. So we have learned that only 6 planets out of 8 having their own moon. So Mercury, it do not have any moon. Then second one is Venus. How many moons are there? Very good. Venus also do not have any moon. Then at the third number is Earth. It have only one moon. How many moons it have? It have only one moon. Then the fourth number planet is Mars. It is also known as red planet. So how many moon it have? It have only 2 moon. How many moons it have? It have only 2 moon. Then children, these 4, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, they are known as inner planet. Then after Mars, then next planet is Jupiter. So children, can you tell me how many moons do Jupiter have? Very good. It have 69 known moons. How many moons it have? It have 69. Then after Jupiter, then next planet is Saturn. How many moons Saturn have? It have 62. How many moons? 62. Then after Saturn, next planet is Uranus. After Saturn, next planet is Uranus. Uranus have 27 known moon. Then at the end, which is furthest planet, is Neptune. So Neptune have only 14 known moon. So these Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune are known as outer planet. So they the planets are divided into 2 categories, inner and outer. Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are inner planet because they are close to the sun, and our Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune are outer planets because they are far from the sun. Children, then we have seen that all the planets follow the same path. They cover the same path and make a circle, make a round around the sun. So this, when planets move around the sun in a fixed path, is called orbit. So these are the imaginary lines here drawn which show the orbit. So these lines is imaginary and it is drawn here to show the path of these planets. So they are known as orbit. So these are the orbits by in which the planets move around the sun. So these are the path. These are the fixed path of planets on which the planets move around the sun. Then children, today we are going to learn about the earth, about the layers of earth. Children, the earth is a huge ball of rock. Children, we live on the outer surface of the earth, which is cool and has condition suitable for life. So it have the air, it have soil which help us to, which is suitable for the life. So children, the outer surface in which we live is known as crust. If you see the structure of a earth, it is cutted to show the different layers of earth. So we live at the outer surface. So this outer surface have suitable condition to live. It have water, air, plants, so soil, which is suitable for the life. So this layer is known as crust. So below the crust, when we move inner side towards the earth, inner side of the earth, so after the crust, the below the crust is the mantle. Below the crust, the next layer is mantle. Which is very hot and made up of almost molten rocks. So upper layer have solid rock, but when we move from crust to the inner, to the below the crust, it have the molten rock, because this layer it is very hot. So here the rocks are present in the molten form. So what is molten? The molten is when the rocks are present in a liquid state, because this layer is very hot. So the inner center is a core. After the mantle, then the inner, at the center part of a earth is, here you can see the center part of the earth is core. The center part of earth is known as core. Children, it is the hottest part of the earth. It is consist of metal. So children, so we live on the outer surface, which is known as crust, and below the crust is mantle. So mantle is very hot layer which is made up of almost molten rocks, Children, then after the mantle, the next layer is core. The center layer is known as core. Children, it is the hottest part of the earth. And it consists of metals. So here you have seen the picture, that different layer of earth. The outer layer in which we live is known as crust, which have the suitable condition for the life, like it have water, plants, air, soil, which is very necessary for us to live. Then after crust, next layer is mantle. which is very hot, and here the rocks are present in the molten form. Then at the center part of earth is very hot and it consists of metal, and this layer, this part of earth is known as core. This part of earth, center part of earth is known as core. Children, you have learned about the volcano. So what is volcanoes? So volcanoes are cracks or hole in the crust, in the upper layer, in the outer layer of earth. So volcano are cracks or holes in the crust of the earth. Then the molten rocks, which is called magma, is sometimes forced out from the mantle of the earth. So if you see here the picture, so volcanoes are always present at the outer surface. So the hole or the opening of the crust from which the hot lava come out from the mantle. From here the hot lava, the molten rocks which is present in the mantle layer is come out at the surface of crust. So this is known as volcano. So children, the magma that flow out is called lava. The magma, the molten rock which come out from the mantle layer is called lava. The magma that flow out is called lava. Children, lava is red and hot, hardened to form rocks on cooling. So these molten rocks come out to the surface, and when it become cool, it converted into a hardened form of rocks. So the rocks are present in the mantle layer in the form of molten form. So when it's come out from the volcano, when it's become cool, when it's come out and by the air, when it's become cool, then it converted into a hard form of rocks. So here you can see the picture of magma, which is called lava, is coming out from the inner layer of earth. Inner layer, that is mantle layer, it's coming out from the mantle layer in the form of lava. It is molten rock and it is known as lava. So it is coming out, and when it come in the contact of air, it become cool. Then this lava is converted into the form of hardened rock. Children, then our next topic is the movement of earth. The movement of earth. Children, the earth is always moving. So it always move. So children, it have two different types of movement. So it spin like a top. You have seen a top, lattu, it spin. So earth also have a spin movement, and at the same time it travel around the sun. It also move around the sun. It also spin like a top, like a lattu, in its own place, and it also move around at the same time it is also move around the sun. So it have how many movements? It have at the same time two movements. One is rotation and the second one is revolution. It have two movements. One is rotation and the second one is revolution. So let's see what is rotation movement. So how the earth rotate. Children, the earth rotates on its axis. The earth rotates on its axis. The spinning movement of earth is called rotation. The spinning movement of earth is called rotation. Children, if you see here the picture, the imaginary line is passing through the center. This imaginary line is passing through the center. Children, this imaginary line which is passing through the center from the north to south pole, from north pole to south pole, of the earth is called axis of rotation. So this is axis, and when earth move like a spin, from like a spin here, so this imaginary line which is passes through the north pole to south pole of the earth is called axis of rotation. So this rotation is known as the axis of rotation, the rotation of earth, axis rotation of earth. Children, this rotation of earth occurs day and night. So day and night which occur, the day and night which happen is due to the rotation of earth, due to the rotation of earth. Imagine here is the sun, this is the sun, and the sun rays are coming here. So when earth rotate, here you can see the picture of earth, it is rotating, it have north pole and south pole, imaginary line, and it's move on the axis, on its axis. So when the earth portion, this earth portion come in the front of sun, so this portion have day, this portion have day, and the portion which is back, which is away from the sun, this portion is having a night, this portion having a night. So the portion of earth, when earth is making a rotation, when it's moving in a rotation, when the portion of earth which come in front of sun rays, that portion have day, and at the back of the earth, the portion of earth which is back, so that portion of earth is having a night. Children, the earth complete one rotation in 24 hours. It's one rotation in 24 hours. Then children, next type of movement is revolution. So one type of movement is rotation, which occurs day and night, and then next type of movement of earth is revolution. So children, when the earth move around the sun in a fixed path which is called orbit, is this type of movement of earth is called revolution. This type of movement of earth is called revolution. Children, the earth revolves around the sun once about in 365 days or 1 year. So children, what is revolution? When earth move around the sun, like this, and it take to complete one round 365 days or 1 year. So when earth move around the sun, this type of movement is known as revolution. And when earth spin around its own axis like this, then this type of movement is known as rotation. So children, these two type of movement of earth is at the same time, take place at the same time. The earth rotates on its axis also, at the same time it's also take a round, it also move around the sun also. So the earth, it having two type of movement, one is rotation and the other one is revolution. Children, 365 days or 1 year. So children, what is revolution? When earth move around the sun, like this, and it take to complete one round 365 days or 1 year. So when earth move around the sun, this type of movement is known as revolution. This type of movement is known as revolution. And when earth spin around its axis, spin around its own axis like this, then this type of movement is known as rotation. So children, these two type of movement of earth is at the same time, take place at the same time. The earth rotates on its axis also at the same time. It's also, so children, let's see a picture. So this is a picture of earth. So children, there is an imaginary line which divide the earth into two halves. The imaginary line divide the earth into two halves, into two parts. The northern hemisphere, the upper part is northern hemisphere, and the below part is known as southern hemisphere. So the imaginary line which divide the earth into two parts is called equator. So this imaginary line is called equator. So this equator divide the earth into two halves. One is the northern hemisphere and into southern hemisphere. So children, let's see how the earth having a different season. So children, when earth revolve, when earth move around the sun, when it's take its movement which is known as revolution around the sun, it tilted to one side. It tilted to one side. If you see here, this is tilted. So the earth is tilted. One part of earth is tilted. It's tilted towards the sun. It's tilted towards the sun. So children, when the north pole, this north pole is tilted towards the sun. Here you can see this north pole is tilted towards the sun. It's having its move towards the sun. It tilt towards the sun. Then the northern hemisphere get more sun. Here you can see that this part is getting a more sunlight as compared to this part. So the northern hemisphere get more sunlight, and then this portion have summer. So that is why this portion is having a summer season. So this portion is having a summer season. Then the southern hemisphere, which get less sunlight, is having a winter. So the southern hemisphere get less sunlight. This southern hemisphere get less sunlight, so it having a winter. So when there is summer in India, then at that time the Australia having a winter season, because India is coming in the northern hemisphere. India is coming in the northern hemisphere and Australia is in the southern hemisphere. That is why when India having a summer season, at the same time the Australia is having a winter season. Then children, after few months, when earth reach the other side of the sun, when suppose this is the sun, when this earth move and come at the another side of the sun, then the south pole is tilted towards the sun. Then this south pole tilt towards the sun. So same like this is earth and it is south pole and it is north pole. So when earth move after a few months and it reach to the other side of the sun, then the south pole is still towards the earth. It tilted towards the earth, tilted towards the sun. Then north pole tilt away from the sun. So now this time the south pole is towards the sun. It's towards the sun, and the north pole is away from the sun. So the southern hemisphere now having a summer, and the northern hemisphere is having a winter, because the southern part of earth is getting a more sunlight as compared to northern hemisphere. So there now the southern hemisphere is having a summer season, and northern hemisphere having a winter season. I hope this is clear to you all why the season changes. This is because the revolution of earth. This is because the revolution of earth. If you see here the picture, here you can see the north pole is towards the sun. So in the June month, so it have the summer season, and the southern hemisphere is having a winter. When it's move here, you can see now the season change. Now it having a autumn season. Now when earth move, when it revolve around the sun and change its position, now the north pole is away. It's tilted away from the sun, and the southern hemisphere is towards the sun. So in the southern hemisphere is having a summer season, and the northern hemisphere is having a winter season. So the revolution brings the changes in season. So the revolution is the reason for the changes of season. So children, today you have learned about the earth. What is earth? Its different layers, about the volcano, and the two type of movement, that is rotation, which is responsible for the day and night because earth spin on its axis, and the revolution which is responsible for the season, which covers this season on the earth. This is because the earth revolve around the sun. So children, this for today your homework is you have to learn the two different types of movement of earth, and how the day and nights occur, and how the revolution is responsible for the season, responsible for the different type of season.